this weekend on an all-new Hot 20 Countdown.
You got your Beyonce going on with the breeze.
We're coming in hot from Carolina Country Music Fest, and Luke Bryan is spilling it all.
I know all of his weird, sick and twisted thoughts.
I don't recommend this, kids. Don't do this.
Keith Urban relives his daredevil days.
What could possibly go wrong?
I don't think either of us planned on it happening this fast.
Chris Lane gets ready for baby number 2, while Chris Janson busts a move.
If I feel like dancing, I had dad moves for days, and I'm not afraid to use them.
Chase Rice on his outrageous past.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll has been the epitome of my life.
And Riley Green picks up some performance pointers.
It's always good to learn from somebody that's been doing it for like 100 years.
Things get wild with Cooper Allen.
There he is. Hey. Oh, my God.
And we head out to the ballpark for a new season of Hot Prospects.
I've seen a lot of baseball, but not quite like this.
And as always, we've got a brand new countdown. Here it comes.
Welcome to CMT's Hot 20 Countdown, your VIP pass to country music. I'm Carissa Kohler. Look at this crowd! We're in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the Carolina Country Music Fest, and this crowd is excited. There has been some awesome acts. We've got headliners Luke Bryan, Keith Urban, plus Chris Janson, Chris Lane, Riley Green. They're all joining us on the show today. We're so excited. Cody has a request for you. Here he is.
Hey, Carissa, before we get to our awesome day at the beach here in Myrtle, we need your help choosing today's Heat Seeker winner.
We're back again with Chris Lane, and you just made a huge announcement. Baby Dutton is going to be a big brother.
Yes.
Congratulations.
We are so excited. I don't think either of us planned on it happening this fast. But you know what? I hear it's going to be a great thing in a couple years when they're playing with each other. They can keep each other entertained.
Yeah, so Dutton just turned 1, right?
Yeah, yesterday was his first birthday.
Almost 2 years apart.
Yeah, about 17 months.
Oh my gosh, you are so in for it.
I agree. We got our hands full with 1. I can't imagine what 2's going to be like.
Okay, so Dutton. Okay, big Yellowstone reference there with that name. Now, for baby number 2, are we going to do a Yellowstone theme with that again, or who knows?
We're not. We'll stay away from it since we've done it one time. But yeah, we're unsure right now of what we want the name to be. But we'll figure it out.
Now, do we know the sex of the baby yet?
Lauren and I do know.
Okay.
But I think we're going to wait until he or she is born to put it out there.
Oh, good luck keeping that secret. So many people asking you, but I wish you the best, that you don't slip up. You did a very good job right there. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, thank you.
Chris, so good to see you. Congratulations to you, and send my love to Lauren as well.
Thank you very much. I sure will.
So good to see you. Chris Lane.
Rock the Jersey Shore at Barefoot Country Music Fest. Don't miss an all-new Hot 20 next weekend. New talks with Luke Bryan and Keith Urban this weekend coming up. And after the break, we get artsy with Tenille Townes from her new Ink to a Lesson in Airbrush t-shirts. Up next. Hot 20 back this weekend from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, an awesome Carolina Country Music Festival here at Plyler Park with Tenille Townes.
Hi.
Congrats on Masquerades, which is your brand new EP that's out right now. So tell me about the direction of this one, because I know you want to do something different, right?
Yeah, I mean, these songs were all written in the heart of the shutdown, figuring out how to write a song through a computer screen, and honestly just kind of sitting with more of those vulnerable kind of thoughts that I think we were all sort of forced to maybe look inward a little bit and be like, all right, what's going on in this time? And music's my safe place to write about it.
And by the way, you got a tattoo to commemorate Masquerades as well.
Look at that.
That is incredible. So
thank you.
What about this design? Why did that sort of make sense?
The heart on the sleeve, you know? Music is my way of kind of being able to say it's a lot easier for me to sing about something than it often is for me to have a conversation about it sometimes. So
touring soon with Brooks and Dunn.
Yes. Oh,
Wow.
I'm so excited.
Tell me about that. How does that call come? Does like Ronnie dial you up and go, "Hey, you want to go into?"
I wish. That would be awesome. I would love to answer that phone call. I'm still wondering how these things happen. I mean, we had the absolute honor of getting to open up a few shows last weekend for Brad Paisley and Reba this year and Brooks and Dunn coming up.
Legends.
And I'm just like, what is happening? I'm the biggest fan of all of these people. And my band and I always love to stand at front house and like just watch and learn, take it in and sing along at the top of our lungs. And I cannot wait for the Brooks and Dunn weekend. I'm going to be so pumped.
Yeah. Well, listen, great to see you.
So great to see
I
you.
know every time you've come to the beach before, you've always walked away with some airbrush art. So we have that.
We're doing this.
I know you're an artist, but are you an artiste?
We will find out.
Coming up. Back to the countdown now. Back again from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at Splish and Splash Airbrush here with Tenille Townes. We're gonna get a little custom T-shirt.
Yes,
built.
this is so exciting.
We tried ourselves,
Yeah.
and this is what happens.
Look at this. I think it's beautiful.
We tried. Chris, the real professional, showed us how a true airbrush beach scene is done. Tenille and I watched as first we saw the ocean appear, then the sunset, and finally palm trees. Tenille even learned how to add a few birds.
Look at that.
That looks pretty good.
Within just a few minutes, Tenille saw her beach fashion accessory complete, and I got a matching one, kind of. Wow, these look so good. Thanks to the guys,
They look
Chris
so great.
and the whole crew here at Splish and Splash Airbrush in Myrtle Beach. I think we have two different summers in mind. Yours is Summer of Music.
Summer
mine's
of Music.
Hot Dad Summer. So it's
I think this is great. I love this.
Tenille Townes right here. More Hot 20 on the way.
Somewhere between Key West and Colorado, I found God in a gold Silverado.
We are here at Carolina Country Music Fest in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina with the one and only Chase Rice. You know, you've been doing some hints on Instagram about new music.
Yeah.
So tell me, what can you tell us?
It's the recording part of it's done. Right now we're in the mixing part of it. I dive into Love Lost. I dive into Love Gained, the highs and lows. I've had a lot of highs in my life that a lot of people have seen, but I've had a lot of lows that people don't necessarily see, or if they see it, they don't really understand it. So I dive into a lot of that stuff too. The first 10 years of my career has been an absolute party. And I've had a blast. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll has been the epitome of my life. And I know that sounds joking, but it's real.
Yeah.
And this album is kind of a shift in my personal life of kind of getting my life together a little bit, or trying anyway, and just trying to be a better man at the same time. And I think you're going to hear that in the music. When you get fame thrown at you, I never understood it because I don't feel like I deserve it. And that probably surprised a lot of people, but that's not, it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so I've kind of hidden who I really am to a lot of people. And I think a lot of that's going to come out on this album.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm excited to get to know the real you, because so far you've always been such a nice guy.
Yeah, I think having 2 years off has been allowed me to kind of go into, like, I don't know, just who I am outside of music, and that's allowed me to focus on who I am outside of music and putting that in my music.
I love that. Well, I can't wait to hear that. We have more with Chase Rice coming up. Stick around for that. Right now, back to the countdown. We are back with Chase Rice. I want to talk about your T-shirt you're wearing right now. Taking the stage before Garth Brooks. One thing that you feel like, just like watching Garth, being a fan of Garth, that you think like, I want to be like that in some way.
First of all, how positive he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he makes you feel like you're the most important person in the room while you're talking to him. And that's a gift. I mean, like I said, if he's having a bad day, you don't know it.
I love it. You're also touring a little bit with Kane Brown.
Yeah. The last show we did was in Savannah. He beat me at beer pong.
Oh.
And I had it down to 1 cup. And I'm going to be real honest. I'm still not over the loss, because Kane's sitting there like, I'm not losing. I'm not losing. Tosses the cup, or tosses the ball in the cup, and he ends up comes back and beats us.
Oh,
so,
man.
Kane, I want a rematch in beer pong.
No
Let's
problem.
go.
CMT is going to be there. We're going to do a live action. I'm going to do the play-by-play. It's going to be beer pong championship.
He's one of the best beer pong players I've ever seen, so I got to practice to do.
It's a special skill.
It
Absolutely.
is. I mean, he's just, every shot goes in. It's crazy.
Chase Rice, you guys.
Welcome back to Hot
Hot 20, we're at a different location today. We're at Alligator Adventure in North Myrtle Beach. Cooper Allen is joining me.
What's up?
Courtney is joining me.
Hello.
And tell me about this new friend we've just made.
So this is my good friend Butters. She is a Burmese python. Now Butters here is non-venomous, so that just means that if she was to bite, she can't really hurt you too much. If she was venomous, I definitely would not have her this close to you. So don't worry.
Oh yeah.
Aww.
Butters.
Courtney also wrangled a 2-year-old American alligator for a lesson in species.
So how do you know it's an alligator and not a crocodile?
Yeah, so the best way I can tell that this is an alligator is if I look at his snout here. It's gonna be right here where his nose is located. And that snout's gonna be a little bit shorter, but wider in size, so it's gonna create more of a U shape.
Next, we met a crocodile, a 20-foot beauty named Utan, who weighs in at 2,000 pounds, and he is hungry.
There he is. Hey.
Oh my God.
Travis Carell is a skilled croc whisperer and apparently a comedian.
You guys want to come in for an up-close personal meet and greet?
No, we're good.
Are you sure? At it?
These salad eaters are more my speed. Some of the Galapagos tortoises at Alligator Adventure are more than 50 years old and eat a 20-pound tub of veggies and greens once a week.
Oh. Now, do they have teeth? They do not have teeth. They actually have basically a beak. It's just a really hard beak.
Hole?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Mountain lions are next, and when the female showed interest in Cooper, he asked for survival tips.
What happens if I see one of these, like, in the woods or something?
So with these guys, you want to make yourself look as big as possible. You really want to scale them. You never, ever turn your back to these guys, which we're doing it right now. Which is
awesome.
We already messed up.
Anyways, let's continue the interview.
Yes.
I thought this pretty bird would be a break from the danger, but Travis says Frank here is a cross between a velociraptor and a turkey. He's a southern cassowary, the deadliest bird in the world thanks to his 4-inch dagger-like claws.
These guys can jump 5 foot straight up in the air, and they'll just kind of stab out with their claws and everything.
Oh, wow.
A big thanks to Alligator Adventure and Cooper Allen for braving the wild. More from the tame animals performing in Myrtle Beach on the way.
How would anybody's daddy get around to mend the fences and feed the cows? Where the hell would a Myrtle Beach girl climb up if it wasn't for trucks?
Welcome back to Hot 20. We are at Carolina Country Music Fest in Myrtle Beach with Riley Green. I want to talk about a hell of a way to go. The fans were like dying for it.
Seeing that song's reaction live, playing it live, and then the live recording, people really seem to like it, and it's been great. Now, they're singing it all over the place, so it's what's so great about being able to play live shows again.
Whenever you perform a new song, does your label get nervous? Like, does your label prefer you play it for them first before you debut it to the fans, or how does that work?
I think I've done it backwards for so long, they just expect it at this point. They have no idea what I'm gonna do.
They're like, it's Riley. He's gonna do what he does.
Well, the label wants to have this big rollout around every song, and really do it the right way. And if I just play it, they're like, well, I guess we got to go record that one. He's already playing it.
And you gave your mama a little shout out in that song. What was her reaction whenever she heard that?
Mom has been in a lot of songs, and they love that I write songs about where I grew up. I mean, the album art on that song is a picture I took next to my barn in Pleasant Valley, Alabama. And if it wasn't for trucks, it was a picture of my dog and my truck in front of my parents' house. So I definitely have a lot of ties there, and still spend a lot of time writing, and that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from.
Oh, I love it. What do you think you've learned from your parents that you apply to your career?
Oh, Lord. Quite a bit. My mom, she would probably tell you that I was a struggle until I got about 22. She said when I got 22, I lived to that point, her job was done. But they taught me a lot of accountability and things that I can kind of take into a music career and hopefully continue on.
Yeah, I love that. Riley Green here. We got more to talk with you, so stick around. I got some Luke Bryan said about you. You might want to hear. I don't know. You might want to be nervous for this one. More with Riley coming up right now. Back to the countdown. Back at Hot 20 with Riley Green, your song Half of Me with Thomas Rhett. You guys performed at the CMT Awards.
Half of me wants a cold beer, and the other half does free.
Me and Thomas met, like most good relationships I have, at a duck camp. When we were sitting around trying to write a song, and we grew up very much the same. He's from Georgia, I'm from Alabama, and that title sounded like a hit song to me. It's such a fun summer kind of song, beer drinking song, and I think that fit well with both of us.
And also Luke Bryan and Mitchell Tenpenny, you've been touring with them. How fun is that?
It's all, Luke, he's just a ton of fun, man. He's an awesome guy. His camp's great. And it's always good to learn from somebody that's been doing it for like 100 years, because it's not a coincidence he's got that kind of career. And Mitchell's great, man. He's got a really cool thing, a different sound. So it's going to be a really fun tour. It's just started, but I'm excited about it.
Luke Bryan has a little message he told us about you. And I don't know if you've seen this or not, but I want to show it to you. That's what Luke had to say about you. It might be a little nervous.
Riley Green is going to motivate me to try to be more muscular and more, just to try to be a more beautiful man.
Okay, yeah.
Be a beautiful man like you.
Hey, he doesn't give himself enough credit. He does a lot of dancing on the stage. He stays in pretty good shape himself.
Well, you and Luke are so close, so we thought we would get you this little gift, and I think you might like it.
Really?
Luke might like it more. I don't know.
I don't think I've gotten a gift at an interview in a long time either. Let's see.
It's a nice little tank top with your buddy's face on it.
Is that Luke Bryan on there?
That is Luke Bryan on there.
It's a muscle shirt, which makes a lot of sense. Okay, he's got to get one with me on it.
Riley Green, thank you so much for visiting with us. So good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Hot 20 from Carolina Country Music Fest. We're here in Myrtle Beach. First time here for Jamison Rodgers.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. Congratulations on the live album.
Oh, thank you.
Live from your hometown, Oxford, Mississippi.
Yeah.
I know it's like a bucket list moment for any artist to go back home and do a live album. What was that like for you?
Man, it was super cool because I grew up 20 minutes from Oxford in a little town called Batesville, Mississippi, and I would, in high school and college, I would go see people like Eric Church and Jake Owen and Justin Moore play this venue, and I was just like, man, if I could ever play that venue one time, I've made it.
What about new music coming soon? What are you working on?
Man, we just went in the studio a couple weeks ago and cut some new songs. I don't have a timeline yet to when they're coming out, but it'll definitely be before the end of the year.
I was going to ask, when you're on stage, I can only imagine the things that people toss up. But what's the strangest thing anyone's actually thrown on stage?
Should I keep it G-rated or just
go?
All right.
No.
So the worst thing that's ever been thrown on stage is a pair of underwear it had something on it. I'll just leave it at that.
What?
I'll leave it at that.
You mean a phone number?
No, it wasn't a phone number.
More.
It wasn't. It was something a little worse.
Else.
I wish it was a phone number.
Wow. Okay. Maybe I do want the G-rated answer. Now, Jamison Rodgers, check him out here from Carolina Country Music Fest. Thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Man, thanks for having us.
Live from Oxford, Mississippi is his album out now.
Got the keys to the gate to the Johnson's Lake. A little honey ought to take you, honey. I ain't got the keys to the city, but I got the keys to the country.
Hot 20, back with Cody Allen, Chris Janson here in breezy Myrtle Beach, Carolina Country Music Fest going on. Good to see you always.
Great to see you, man. Back on the water today.
Absolutely.
Last time we were together, we were on the water at my house fishing.
That's right.
It was wonderful, so I'm proud to be here with you.
We should go again.
You come anytime. Those fish have gotten as big as your leg. One broke the pole in half the other night.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
You're going to have to show me these fish. Well,
You got
I'll
it.
come out anytime. Let's talk keys to the country.
Well, that is. Keys to the gate. No problem.
Absolutely. You always bring the summer anthems.
Thank
and
you.
this year is no different. So tell me where the idea for this song came from, because it's kind of like a list of like cheap date ideas. I feel like.
Yeah, well, it is. It's exactly what we do. We wanted something fun. We wanted something lighthearted, but meant something to country people and the country audience. And people identify with that, man. Lifestyle pieces that works with people. If you can write about their life and they feel like they're included, that's great.
We can all relate to it.
That's right.
And you and your wife, like everybody, you got to get a babysitter for date night. I mean, it's a big deal. I know all about it. So tell me, a typical date, seriously though, for you two is like what? Where would you go?
Every day is a date to us because we're always together, and I really do love her, as you know. And so we could be anywhere. My favorite kind of dates, man, are just where you don't have to dress up and we're real chill and we're just doing things that we want to do.
Love it. All right, hang with us. More with Chris coming up from Myrtle. Stay with us. Back to the countdown now. Welcome back to Hot 20. We've got Chris Janson. The thing I love most about a Chris Janson concert is it's unpredictable. You never quite know what's going to happen. I feel like it's very, and take this in the best possible way.
I will.
I feel like it's unrehearsed.
Oh, it is. Yeah, like, I've never rehearsed a day in my life. I don't believe, seriously, I don't believe in it. I don't believe in set list. I tell you what I do believe in. I believe in having fun, and I believe in working off the audience. The audience will tell you what to play next, man. It's so easy. All you got to do is just read the audience. It's just like reading a book. I mean, sometimes, like, if you're reading a picture book and the picture's, like, not really fun to look at, you just flip a couple more, you're like, oh, I like that one. Yeah. So that's how I do my things. I have a huge list of about 25 songs on stage every night, but they're all in random order. Right. And I play them in random order, and my band just follows. I have no tracks, no stems, no thrills, no frills, no nothing. It's just real instruments and really real singing. And when I get up there, if I feel like dancing, I have dad moves for days, and I'm not afraid to use them.
It is, after all, a hot dad summer around here.
Yeah, dude. I'm like a mixture between like Whitney Houston dancing, which is good, and Napoleon Dynamite, which is not so good.
We got to mention the tours you are on with Travis Tritt coming along with you for a ride this year, right?
Yeah, me and Travis.
Legend, of
course. I freaking love Travis. Yeah. We were old friends. We're doing a co-headlining arena tour in the fall. It's called the Can't Miss Tour, so that'll be really fun. And then, you know, all summer long, we're playing a lot of festivals and fairs, and just what I would say, like the normal fun stuff again in country music, which is great. And a whole bunch of headlining dates in between. Like I said, we played a Sand Amphitheater last night as a part of CMA Fest. And it was great. It was a sellout, which we were excited about. And we're just out there working Keys to the Country, man.
Check out the brand new song, Keys to the Country. And, of course, the collaborations, Tritt on the new album. And Eric Church, I got to mention, too. Yes. It's all on All In from Chris Janson. All right. Thanks for coming by. Good to see you,
brother.
Always.
Great to see you, too.
Yeah, have a great time.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Hot 20. We're joined by Keith Urban. Lots to cover with Keith. We'll talk about the new tour, of course, a little NASCAR. But let's begin with Wild Hearts. It's on its way to #1. And in fact, do you know, Keith, it'll be your 11th #1 in the past 10 years here on Hot 20 #1 video.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone. Goodness, thank you.
Well, it's a great video.
That's really cool.
I want to talk about that dangerous shot there on the top of a roof, right?
Right.
Through some studio magic.
A little trickery. Yeah, it was a really fun video to shoot because the ascending building was very metaphoric about my, I think certainly my life and my career, but I think anybody's dreams and aspirations is you can liken it to a building that starts off very low and simple, like that rooftop does. In my case, one guitar, a little amp, no band, no audience. Yeah. And slowly but surely, a few people come, then a few more, then you get a band, and then you get a bigger amp, and the whole thing just keeps going up, hopefully.
Are you a bit of a thrill seeker yourself when it comes to the heights, or do you look for thrills?
I was when I was a kid. When I was 10, I raced BMX bikes, and I think that thrill was not enough. And I had the idea that I was interested in riding through boxes on fire.
Wow.
I don't recommend this, kids. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't ride through boxes on fire. It doesn't end well.
It sounds, that sounds really dangerous.
I put all this sort of heavy clothing on my bicycle and set all these boxes on fire and rode through them, but I had flip-flops on. Truly. I have no idea what happened.
At this point?
They were at work. And I thought I would get away with it, but I also didn't think about this massive piece of scorched earth in the backyard that really requires some explaining, which I'd sort of concocted a bit of a story, which in the end didn't matter because when my mum and dad came home, what they saw was me on the couch with my feet in a big pot that I'd gotten out of the kitchen full of water and poured with ice cubes in there because my feet were blistered to the hilt.
More to come with Keith. Stay with us. We'll talk tour next up. Back to the countdown now. Back again with Keith Urban. We're getting set for the Speed of Now tour, adding dates, a bunch of cities coming up. Of course, also the headliner of the Carolina Country Music Fest. I wanted to know, when it comes to this new tour and all these new dates, your first tour since 2018 in North America, what are you bringing to fans?
Hopefully a great feeling, that's all I've ever tried to do, just bring a feeling to those concert stages that's made up of whatever songs. And in my case, I feel really fortunate that I've got lots and lots of new songs that people are coming to hear. We just saw that in the UK, you know, the duet with Pink and God Whispered Your Name and Wild Hearts, all these new songs. And then these other songs that I've had for a long, long time that started to occur to me. They're like, when we were putting the set list together for this tour, it was like putting a party together I've got all these new friends, and I've got all these old friends that I've known for a long, long time, and they've shown up. And I haven't seen them in years. I haven't seen them since 2018. And they've all shown up, and they're mingling with all the new friends that I've made. That's what the set list felt like. It was incredible.
I don't know how you do the set list because you have such a collection of songs now. How do you decide, okay, we'll take this song out of the list from last time, add these in? I mean, that's a hard process, right?
People would be shocked, I think, how obsessive I am about this and lose sleep over it for months and months and months. For something that hopefully comes off as just effortless. Yeah.
Check out Keith, the Speed of Now tour happening all over the place this year. Back with more next. And we're back with Keith Urban getting set for the Speed of Now World Tour, taking over North America soon. You're the sort of hype man for NASCAR, with NASCAR returning to Nashville June 26th. It is back. We saw the video you posted.
Right.
So,
rocking out at Tootsie's.
Right. So tell me about that collaboration.
Yeah, they asked if I would come and be a part of this, and they just wanted some guitar playing. I love NASCAR. I love cars in general. I grew up with a father who loved cars, so I've been a car nut since a kid.
I saw you with your car collection recently, Jay Leno showing off some of the... And trucks, by the way, too.
Yeah.
You may not know this, but Keith will drive his vintage truck around Nashville. What is it?
I had a 72 Chevy C10 for a long time, which... I don't have it anymore, but when I think about that truck, I think about playing CMA Fest one year. And anybody that's been to CMA Fest knows that getting out of that venue can be complicated.
Right.
So people are thinking, when should I leave to not get stuck in traffic? Artists are the same. Like, how do we make it? Because I got to be there to the end, right? So how do I get out of here? And so I came up with this idea. I would have my pickup truck back to the side of the stage, just offside stage.
Right.
I would do my last song in the audience. I would walk through the crowd with the camera following, and instead of going back up on the stage, I just give my guitar to my tech, get in the truck, wave to the camera, and drive off out of the stadium.
Makes sense.
And they would film it so that people would know there's no encore.
Yeah.
I've left the building, right? So what could possibly go wrong? More after this break. No. So I take off. I'm driving out there. I'm drenched in sweat. It's a C10. It's got no air conditioning. And I'm in my stage clothes. And I take a left instead of a right. And the left brings me around to the front of the stadium where everybody is coming out of the stadium. Tens of thousands of people flooding out. There's that pickup truck we just saw on the Jumbotron. And someone jumped on the hood and then on the roof and then in the tailgate. And people were banging on the window. And it was terrifying. It was fun for a minute, and then it got really scary, and I didn't know what to do.
And they all went home to your house that night, I guess. Back to the back.
Yeah. So don't ever leave a gig by doing that. It doesn't work. Or go right, apparently.
That will not happen when you see Keith on the Speed of Now tour sometime in 2022. Thanks for hanging out with us. Always great
good to talk to you,
Love
Cody.
you, buddy.
Love you too, man.
Thanks. Back to the countdown now. We take Luke Bryan back 15 years to his first CMT interview. The surprising things he says about this young fella is coming up. Our fanny pack challenge is next. Riley Green confesses he's hiding something from fans when he takes the stage. Don't go anywhere.
What's up, y'all? It's Luke Bryan here, and I've entered into the Fanny Pack Challenge. Have you ever passed out on a beach after a day of drinking? If so, share the story. Literally multiple times. Yeah, one time I passed out on a beach, walked across the street, got a 6-inch meatball sub from Subway, and then I threw it up.
Would you let someone pee on you if you stepped on a jellyfish? Well, yes and no. I have been stung by a jellyfish before, and I definitely peed in a cup and poured it on my leg. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, let's see what we got here. What sea creature are you most scared of? Sharks, definitely. I would have to say a shark.
Which adult beverage gives you the biggest hangover regret? That's definitely white wine. I got into drinking Sauvignon Blanc, I guess is what it's called. I call it Southern Blonde, but it's the next day's pretty rough on it. I think it's a little too sweet. I don't drink it out of a nice glass. I like to drink it out of a solo cup so nobody knows. I feel like I'd probably lose fans if they knew I was drinking Sauvignon Blanc on stage, but yeah, it's usually pretty rough.
Have you ever been to a nude beach? Unfortunately, no. I've almost gotten nude on a beach, but it was not a nude beach.
Have you ever lost a swimsuit in the water? Yes, I grew up going to Panama City Beach in Destin, Florida as a kid, and definitely lost a swimsuit to a wave here and there. It happens to the best of us, you know.
How much would it take for you to wear a Speedo bikini on stage? They need to have to, I'd say, pay me 10 times more than what they're paying me, and I'll go on a Speedo, bikini, whatever you want tonight. I had a big Speedo phase when I was like 6. All the kids around the neighborhood were doing it. I don't see it coming back anytime soon, but like I said, show me the money and I'll wear it on stage. Let's go.
Girl, rest your head one more time in my bed. Love me like you love me when you love me and you didn't have to try. Let's lay down tonight and kiss tomorrow goodbye.
We are here at Carolina Country Music Fest with Luke Bryan.
What's up?
Always so good to see you.
You got your Beyonce going on
That's
with
right.
the breeze.
That's right. You know, we only pull out the best stops for you, okay? Now, you got your Vegas residency. You're there now. Katy Perry and Lionel Richie also have Vegas shows. Do you guys get together ever, or after American Idol wraps, you're like, we need a break from each other?
Well, I was able to fly in a day early and catch Katie's show.
Nice.
You know, about a month and a half ago. I hadn't seen Lionel's show, but I could pull Katie off to the side and say, you know, I really don't know what you were doing with that outfit tonight, but go get them next time, and she can do the same to me. So.
I love that. You also have the Raised Right tour that just kicked off. That's so exciting. We had talked to Riley earlier.
Yeah, we had our first night last night. So Vegas has to be different than my regular touring. So, yeah, like
so how
I've
do
got
you approach that?
I don't know. We'll see how I do. Let me know.
So far, so good. Now, when we talked to you a little bit while ago, you said Riley was inspiring you to want to maybe like up your workout game, and you're gonna. So how's the working out going out on tour?
I'm really pissed at him for just everything he's got going on. But no, I mean, listen, I mean, I saw him going on stage. You know, he has his shirt tucked in. I was like, hey, man. Give me a month to be able to tuck this shirt in. I have it all tight. You know,
good.
No Spanx. No Spanx.
Don't sell yourself short. All right, more with Luke Bryan in just a little bit. Right now, back to the countdown. What's the trick to staying on top after 15 years as a country star?
I look back and I wouldn't have wanted to script it up any other way.
Luke Bryan shares his secrets next. Did you know it's been 15 years since the release of your first album?
I heard whispers and talks of that. I was just doing what I was following back then you had to follow your heart and your gut and your brain, and you have to follow everything 100%. And back then I was doing that. And, you know, these days, sometimes you can overthink stuff. And
yeah.
I think now when I look back and I'm like, I've really achieved and done everything I've ever could have imagined. I think now, just make sure I'm really having fun. I don't want to be one of these old, crotchety people that, they're just like,
You could never, Luke. It's not in your DNA.
I don't, the day that like I'm literally like, can't wait to get up there tonight.
Aww.
Can't wait. We leave here, go to CMA Fest. But when I'm home, like, I cannot wait to be home. I can't wait to go hang with the family and hang with the boys and cook on the grill. So it's just about season every day for me, and hopefully writing some songs. And the tricky thing is staying yourself, but coming up with music that moves the needle, And, you know, it's a lot, but when I think about, you know, coming on CMT for the first time, I mean, you know, I look back and I wouldn't have wanted to script it up any other way.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, we have a surprise for you about. Actually, you mentioned going on CMT for the first time. So stick around. We have a surprise for Luke Bryan coming up right now. Back to the countdown. Luke Bryan reacts to his first interview on CMT 15 years ago.
Didn't y'all lose that like
No. We saved this in a special locked
fire
archive.
in the basement of CMT
No,
or something?
never. Is life easier now or back then? His surprising answer is next. A special surprise for you and for you. We have our very first interview with Luke from 2007.
I mean, like, didn't y'all lose that like
No. We saved this in a special locked
fire
archive.
in the basement of CMT
No,
or something?
never. Take a look at this.
Here we go.
When we're at a festival, playing a big festival, and I'm like the first act of 20, you know, I'll kind of sneak around the back and just sit out there in the middle of the people and watch the show, watch the headliners. And I'm just very blessed to do a job like this that you can just ride around in the bus, let people cart you around, drive you around, feed you, and all you get to do is sing a little. So
I know all of his weird, sick and twisted thoughts. That guy right there.
You know what, though? The one thing that struck me about that clip is you seem just so stress-free. Like, is it still stress-free? Or it can't be. It's got to be more stressful now.
Well, I mean, that time in my life, I was doing 300 shows a year.
Jeez.
I was running and gunning and tired all the time. Now I can actually kind of take a break. Like, what's funny is I was talking about, like, sneaking out. Like, literally, I got on my bike and rode up and down, like, the main strip. We're not in the crowd. I just rode up and down the streets and watching people come in and I'm on a bike, so by the time people are like, hey.
You're like, I'm gone.
I'm like,
out.
Peace, I got you.
Well, they're excited for you. I was on stage earlier and they were screaming their heads off. So you've got a good crowd tonight. So good to see you, Luke.
Good
Always
to see
so
y'all.
good to see you.
Thank y'all.
All right, back to the countdown. Luke Bryan. That's Parmalee coming out on top this weekend. Take My Name is the new #1 on Hot 20. We've had a blast in Myrtle Beach with Luke Bryan, Keith Urban, and the whole gang. Now, next weekend, we head north to Wildwood, New Jersey for Barefoot Country Music Fest. Jason Aldean, Cole Swindell, Walker Hayes, and a whole bunch more stars are going to be joining us at the Jersey Shore for the next Hot 20. Catch us right here every weekend morning, 9, 8 Central. I'm Carissa Coloner, and I'll see you next time.